we're gonna watch something honestly kind of heartbreaking, and I'm sorry that that's what we're starting with, but I want to get it out of the way. So, how many of you have seen this video so far? I'm gonna go ahead and give you a trigger warning. This has to do with the ongoing war in the Middle East right now. This is a VTuber whose family does not exist anymore. Because Israel and the United States started a fucking war, and Lebanon got bombed as part of that. So, if anybody wants to know why my immediate feelings are quite hostile right now, it is because of this.
Hello. Good to see you all today.
Olga says, well, not all of her family. Right, if I say that my family was attacked, it doesn't mean all my family. Generally speaking.
In all honesty, I wasn't going to stream for a while. But it doesn't really help. If anything, I think it makes it worse. So I'm trying to push through. Not only for you, but for me too.
So, I know that it's taking her a while to get to the point, but unlike when we have homophobic basketball players who don't get to the point because they're meandering here, she's not getting to the point because of real pain. There's a reason that I'm not doing the thing that I did in the other video where, again, an idiot basketball player decided to say the Bible says he could be homophobic. So, it may take a little bit, and K-Fox may edit out some of this in the final version, just so that the video is more watchable afterwards, but I'm not going to just try to fast forward through it. I'm gonna let it play.
I'm just really tired of so many bad things happening over and over. At some point, it feels like I deserve it. That there must have been something I did for so many.
So I'm gonna pause right there because I looked in the comment section real quick, and as of 2 hours ago, some piece of shit said, did she make it about herself by saying at some point I think I deserved it? LMAO? Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and get this out of the way. People who say that are inhuman pieces of shit, and whether or not they deserve their human rights is currently up for grabs. Anyway, continue.
Things to happen so very often to me. It's so hard to speak now. But I didn't want to be left alone.
Liz, I did just see your dono. I appreciate it. I recognize, just like with Ravi, that means I owe you something. I will do that when we are not watching this.
I really wanted to see you all today because I just don't want to be alone right now. I hope you're all doing okay. I hope that you never get to experience half, not even a smidge of what I have to go through. I only ever want the best for you all at all times. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I come to you for when I'm upset, because I don't want you to feel the way I feel. But it makes me happier for when I'm with you. It heals me in ways you don't even understand to be hanging out with you.
It hurts. It really hurts. Not because of the words being said, because I know the context behind the video. I know why she's saying what she's saying. It's the pain in the voice. That's the thing that hurts more for me. It's hearing. The only word for it is despair. That's what it is. And I've seen comments over the years about people saying, hey, why are you using a VTuber model to talk about serious things? But I think this is a prime example of sometimes having that filter on yourself can help you have at least one shield as you process things and as you communicate them. Sean Helfen says this is one of the many reasons Netanyahu deserves to burn. I'm gonna be honest, the genocide in Palestine, the fucking starting a war in Iran from us, Iran closing the strait because of us, and then us going, well, we're gonna do a war if you don't open the strait. It's commerce. It's fucking commerce. That's what it is. It's fucking capital. It's people wanting to make money. So we started a fucking war. I don't understand it. I don't get it. How is human life not important enough, but capital is?
Wow. Yeah, I'm seeing few people here say what's going on, what's happening, probably because they don't have Twitter or something, but, Imp has family that live overseas, and 160 bombs within 10 minutes. Destroyed so many.
like, how do you even process that? Hey, can we get a link to the video or a channel so we can support her? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll put a link here, and then KFox, put a link in the description, please, and even in a pinned comment. It's gonna be a lot to get through.
I've had several of my first cousins die.
So, before we continue, for anybody who wants context specifically for what's going on, the bombs in Lebanon are being considered the deadliest 10 minutes in decades. That is our fucking ally. That's who we've allied ourselves with as a nation. That's who the Democrats lost an election over, trying to fucking defend. That's who the Republicans have salivated over protecting. People who do this. People who take families away from people. I don't get it. I can't get it. I cannot understand it. Said Ben Shapiro's a snake for supporting such tragedy. I don't give a shit that it's Shapiro. Like, I know that he's Jewish and he's not just Jewish, but he's a Zionist. And I know that that's going to mean that he's going to try to defend these things as much as he can. Just like people who grow up in America are going to try to defend the bullshit we do overseas. But there's no defense for it. There is no defense for it. But here's the thing. Right-wingers are going to watch a video like this and they're going to laugh at it. They're going to laugh at it. And that is the dead, unfortunate reality of all of this. Is that the only people on the right wing who will not be immediately laughing at this are going to be the people who do not want Israel to have any power, not because of anti-Zionism, but because of anti-Semitism. Said people making fun of it are so fucked up? Yes, they are. Yes, they fucking are. Which is why a comment from 2 hours being, did she make this about herself by saying a point, I think I deserved it. That's people feeling real pain. That is people feeling real pain. And if your response to that is, oh, did you just make this about you? Like, no, you do not deserve, literally, any of the rights that you have had enshrined or have protected you if your response to somebody who needs all of the empathy and sympathy in the world is to just go, did you just make this about you? No, absolutely fucking dumb. And yeah, Sylvie's right. Sociopathic fucking behavior. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. And then we get to this shit right here. Which, like, okay, I'm looking at comments. I didn't want to see all the things here. War is hell and it hurts a lot of people. All we can do is pray. No, the fuck you can't. No. This stupid shit right here also has to fucking stop. This, all we can do is pray, all we had is thoughts and prayers? No! Absolutely fucking not. Do you know why this has been allowed to happen? Because we support Israel. Israel would not have the military-industrial complex to do this kind of stuff if we were not directly supporting them hand over fist. Praying doesn't do anything. I don't give a shit what your religion is. Praying doesn't do shit. Action does shit. And if we do it from a religious perspective, idle hands are the devil's work. You can call your representatives. That's one you can do. You can also refuse to endorse anybody, Republican or Democrat, that supports Israel and their current military-industrial complex. Because they are only able to do this kind of shit carte blanche because the world superpower is behind them. And we are the world superpower. We. And then we get this stupid shit from Ben McCoy. The only people being bombed in that nation are members of the Houthi terrorist organization. If your family were people who were bombed, you have family members with part of a terrorist, and you should really have your family look into them. What? What kind of fucking psychopath? Do you not understand what collateral damage is? When we bombed Iran, were the fucking 11-year-old children terrorists? In the school that we destroyed? Were they terrorists? No. This is a perspective that only exists from a mind that has been so thoroughly fucking polluted by propaganda that cannot fathom a world that exists in anything other than stark good versus evil. Person says, insanely insensitive thumbnail, bro. What is wrong with you? I looked at the thumbnail. I don't know. That orange bastard needs to leave office. I have so much respect for her being able to stream and going through this. But, like, the fucking inhumane posts on this shit.
My dad's nephew and just a lot of people that we knew died just like that. And I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do.
Midnight says, what do we do when our own Senate refused to do anything to rein in Trump over Iran? You hold their feet to the fire. You go to your local capital. Those of us who have the means travel to DC. Those of us who don't have the means work with your local organizations, your local electorate. For me, like, I'll give you an example of the people near me. The Democratic Party near me was primarily responsible for a lot, like them and the party in Cobb County were responsible for a lot of the shit in Sean Harris's campaign. Now, he ultimately lost. He got like 10% more of the vote than he did last time against Marjorie Taylor Greene, but there's that. Then there's the local DSA. If I were to go over to Cobb County right now, they have a local DSA branch there. My county does not yet have a local DSA branch. Hopefully they will. That's another option that I have. Those are 2 or 3 technically that are right in my backyard. And they are the people who do the signs. They are the people who do a lot of the work with the campaign. They are the people who host events where people can meet up to get politically involved. All of those groups do that. That's just my local area. So your Senate might be shit for brains. Absolutely. Our Senate is. It's primarily controlled by the fucking Republicans right now. But that does not mean that you can't erode their power. And if you don't erode their power, we're going to keep getting shit like this. This is going to keep happening. It's not just going to... Fucking... Okay. So, years ago, when the war in Ukraine started, there was a VTuber who was talking about their experience as a resident of Ukraine as Russia was attacking them. And yes, we've sent a lot of aid to Ukraine. But shit like that, shit like this is going to keep happening. We live in an age where everybody can become a full-time content creator if they put their mind to it and they have a little bit of luck. There's going to be more and more exposure from people who are victims of war, people who have had family members who are victims of war. We're going to see more of that over and over and over again over the course of the next few years. If this shit doesn't stop, because we live in a world where people like her, people like me, have careers where we can voice our opinions on the internet. So when things happen, when bad things happen to any of us, around any of us, not that things have happened to me, not trying to make this about me, we suddenly have the ability to let everybody know, and then our audiences get exposed to it. If enough content creators are willing to let people know about their pain, their experiences, their feelings, we can get more people involved, because the people who are going to be the most invested in keeping their creators safe are going to be the audiences that have stuck with them for years. But
Ever since it happened, I've been finding it hard to breathe. I feel like every day my chest feels so tight because because I can't do anything. I'm sorry that you have to see me this way. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Old Gus says that they are tired. This is tiring, but be careful of anger. Anger is a drug. Being righteous feels good. Default anger is a bad mindset to get into for many reasons, and the reasons now is that comfort is needed. Agreed. Anger's not going to help any of you. The thing that anger does right now is light the fire under your ass, but if you let that anger direct your movements, you will just end up causing harm. Not necessarily on the scale of warmongers and fucking hawks in the United States and in Israel. You're not going to cause damage on that scale, but you will inadvertently cause damage.
I know that there are things in this world that divide a lot of people online. But as long as you can provide compassion for when it's necessary, I would appreciate it. Even if it's only a little. Oh my God. I'm really happy I can see you all today. And, I will see you again Monday. And I'll see you Tuesday and every other day that follows. I plan to just really power through this pain that I'm feeling and just be strong. And it's all thanks to you all. The love and kindness you give to me is very substantial. And it helps me a whole lot. So thank you. Always. For being there for me. I truly don't have enough thank yous that would suffice for you. Thank you for being a part of my community. I truly don't know where I'd be if it weren't for every single one of you here. I love you all too so much. So much. From the moon and back a million times over, I do.
So, it is frustrating. That's not even a big enough word for it. It is damning how we can go from the 40s, seeing what happened during a world war, and then the world collectively, and the United States specifically, deciding that they still want to keep fucking doing it. War is fucking useless. There is no point in it. It only hurts people. That's all it does. And anybody that glorifies it, 9 times out of 10, hasn't been fucking deployed. Admiral Bonespurs in our office being one of the main examples. For me, selfishly, personally, coming from a military family, I don't want members of my family going to fucking wars. That's the selfish part of me. But broadening over that, I don't see a point in sending people to a nation to bomb it, to kill any of the people there. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's useless. We keep engaging in war over and over and over again because the military-industrial complex makes a lot of money. Sean Helfin says, as the Broken Arm General stated, we are not dying for Israel. Yeah, there was one of our veterans tried to go up to a politician saying, we are not going to die for Israel. We're not doing that. And the fucking politician broke his arm live in front of everybody. And guess what? Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares that happened now. That just happened on TV, and then nobody gives a shit anymore. Why?
I really, really do. If it were even the slightest bit of possible to have a group hug right now, I'd squeeze you all so tight. I would. Wow. Oh my god. Do I sound like fucking ass right now? Okay, maybe a little. God damn it. I'm supposed to sound cute. Oh fuck. Ow. 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 Fuck. You're okay? Yes? Yes. I'm okay. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Sarah Chikorita says, my uncle once said we need war now and then to thin the herd. Yeah, I'm glad your uncle's dead. I'm sorry. Once you have that opinion, once you're just like, no, it's good for us to slaughter fucking human beings with wanton destruction. Like, no. Fuck off. Absolutely fuck off. Everybody with an opinion, even mildly adjacent to that. Fuck off.
I don't know. As you know, my cock. What? As you know. Excuse-moi. As you know, my throat has been really doinked lately. And then on the day I was supposed to really take a second to rest my voice, that's when I found out the news, and I cried for hours, and then it only made my voice even worse. I already feel so much better, man. This is why it's not good to take breaks from stream. At least for me. I like to surround myself with you all. Cause then I remind myself of the good in life. When things seem...
I'm glad that this is healthy. This is actually healthy. Because there's going to be somebody, some fuckshit, who's going to go into a comment section and say, why would you go live? But you have to understand, for those of us who are content creators, oftentimes going live and talking to our audiences helps us process emotions in a way that is healthy and not detrimental. It helps. Bottling it up is unhealthy. Not finding the right person to talk to is unhealthy. Letting your audience know what you're going through, depending on who you are, can be healthy.
To feel so dark and twisted and evil, and you have zero hope for the planet. It's people like you that remind me that it's possible to still love this earth. That there are still very good people. It really is so wicked, this planet. And it sucks. It really sucks how often we face situations on a day-to-day basis almost. Even if it's the smallest inconvenience, whether it's small or large, the planet is so evil. But, and I know it's easier said than done, what I'm about to say next, but instead of always trying to focus, even when you don't want to, on the really bad things, it's always good to remind yourself of all the really good things too. Because there are very good things.
The fact that after quite literally experiencing a fuck ton of death, and for anybody that tries to comment, well, she wasn't actually there. Like, no, that's... If your mom dies and she's not near you, you still experienced a death. Whomever tries to do that, fuck off. That said, to be able to experience that level of death and still come out the other side after some processing to saying that there is still some good in the world, that takes a lot. It takes a lot to not let yourself just fall into the fucking pits of despair.
Even if it's little. Same with the bad things. There's even the little things that you should really clutch onto and hold on to. For me, it's my beautiful little community. My friends, my family, and music. These are the things that keep me going. And I don't know what it might be for you. It might be your favorite video game, your favorite book, your favorite song, your favorite buddy. Hold on to them very tight and enjoy every second and moment of it. Please. For me. It's you. Gay. Don't talk to me that way. Harumph. But yeah, it's been really nice having all my replies be filled with such lovely words from you all. And
so that's functionally the end of the video. And I know that there's not a whole lot of extra context that I am able to give to this, other than we can quickly talk about what happened. So, Omar Raka heard the warplanes but did not feel the explosions. It was only when he woke up face down on the street, bleeding, that he understood what happened. The building next to his in the Barber neighborhood of central Beirut had been destroyed by 2 Israeli bombs. He then ran through the flaming wreckage to find his sister screaming. Shadin Faki, a 24-year-old calisthenics trainer, also ran towards the impact site. His friend, Mahmoud, was inside the struck building. He could only get so close. The multi-story building was a pile of burning rubble. Faki began to pull people out of the apartments in front of the site, carrying in his arm an old woman who could not walk. There was no sign of Mahmoud, and the neighborhood, once thought to be safe from Israeli bombs, felt like a war zone. I'm just gonna ask real American patriots for a fucking second. What does this look like to you? Because you know what I see here? I see the Twin Towers. I see 9/11. I see Ground Zero. And what the fuck did we do when we got Ground Zeroed? What the fuck did we do then? Oh, right, we went on a warpath. We went on a warpath for a decade. We started a series of conflicts in the Middle East. Killed thousands of people. So why the fuck would you expect any country to not do the same exact thing if we, or by extension, our allies, do it to somebody else? Why would you expect anything less? This is why it's called a cycle of violence. Because the children who grow up seeing this, guess what? Their perspective is going to be colored by this for the rest of their life. Their ability to see Israel, and by extension the United States, as a country that can coexist on the planet with them, the likelihood of that happening gets shaved down more and more and more and more and more. He was protesting U.S. complicity in Israel genocide and not exactly yelling but being disruptive. Sakura says, a reminder that NSAs that did 9/11 had significant ties to Saudi Arabia and the royal family are the same. The Israeli military said it had hit Hezbollah command and control centers in the bombing campaign, which it dubbed Operation Eternal Darkness. But residents and Lebanese officials said the strikes, which used 1,000-pound bombs in densely packed residential areas of Beirut, mainly killed civilians. Lebanon's Prime Minister Nawaf Salam accused Israel in a statement of targeting densely populated residential neighborhoods and killing unarmed civilians in breach of international law. Abu Sida said most of the people were wounded in a very short period of time, which was intentional to flood the health system. And he compared the aftermath to the mass casualty events he saw while working in Gaza. The AUBMC received about 70 wounded people all at once, many critically injured, according to Dr. Firbes Abiyad, a surgeon and Lebanon's former health minister. Crush injuries, lots of elderly people, a woman who had to have both of her legs amputated. Abiyad rattled off the toll of the day in a tired voice. Says there was a 90-year-old who I just left a bit ago. He passed away from his wounds, and there was nothing we could do. These are civilians who, without any warning, their whole apartment building was flattened. So you can imagine the severity of injuries that we're getting. First responders in Babur worked to find people trapped under the rubble. Firefighters sprayed water on the smoldering remains of the building, while forklifts lifted crumpled cars to clear the road for ambulances. An emergency worker on the scene said that they had not yet found any survivors, only pieces of people. A man FaceTimed his son, showing him a crumpled car, said, "You said it was a Volkswagen?" Haplessly looking around the crowd as he inspected the car. Its badge had been blown off the bumper, and the twisted metal car was left unrecognizable. Rocco watched as the civil defense worked. I really didn't think something like this would happen here. Nothing like this happened in the last war, and because of that, all the refugees came here for safety. The 38-year-old supermarket owner said, his head wrapped in a blood-stained bandage. Barbour, like many of the areas in Beirut that Israel struck on Wednesday, is a mixed neighborhood where Hezbollah enjoys little support. As more than 1.1 million people were displaced by Israeli bombing over the last month, schools in Barbour opened their doors to shelter the fleeing families. The neighborhood had not previously been considered within the scope of Israel's war in Lebanon, but Israel's military suggested on Wednesday that such areas had now become targets, claiming they had been infiltrated by Hezbollah fighters. I want you to put this in perspective. You're a member of the United States, and your family was just killed. And it happened because a neighborhood in a city was considered a target. You have no perspective over whether or not there's fucking military people there. You have no way of knowing. Your perspective, from the beginning and end, is that bombs were dropped on your family. And how do you think you're going to respond to that? How is that going to make you feel? What lengths is that going to make you feel like you can go to? And if you start feeling like nowhere in your country is safe from those bombs because residential areas just got fucking bombed, what points will you resort to? Because you feel like there's nothing left to lose. There's a bunch of people in America who wax lyrical about how we use the Second Amendment, and there's old tales from Japan saying that they would never want to invade the United States proper because there's a gun behind every fucking blade of grass. So now consider the fact that if you are that person and your family was just destroyed, what's running through your head? Because for the majority of people, once the pain has been handled, once everything has been processed, revenge is 100% going to be on the table. Creating thousands upon thousands of people who want revenge on your entire nation, and by extension its allies, because guess what? We're allied with Israel, is a recipe for an ongoing war that will never stop. It will simply have moments where it ceases for a little bit. And then we go back and do it again. And again. And again. And again. And again. The United States, as a nation, has existed for 250 years in its current form, 1776 to 2026. Would you like to know how many years of peace we've had in that time? Would you like to know how many years the United States has not been at war? 15. 15 years. 25 if you want to have a less conservative estimate. The United States, as one of the youngest nations in the world, has not been at war. And you know why? I'll tell you the exact reason why. War makes money. That's the reason why. And it sucks. Now, the United States economy is not specifically stimulated by war all the time, but it does create massive revenue streams for defense contractors, and they lobby a lot in our government. And this is somehow the norm. This is what we consider the norm for no fucking reason. I have to hop on a thing with Rhino. And I'm kind of glad I have to. Because I'm pissed. And I need something that'll distract me. I'm sick of the nation I live in. And I am sick of the allies we've chosen. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.